Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Sagittarius. If Sagittarius is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so our card tonight is the Empress, right in time for spring. Hello, tea. And let's take a look and see what these tea leaves have to say tonight. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. Okay. So we have that lovely Empress energy. If you can think of maybe Persephone or Flora, one of these goddesses of plants, of the animals, of the sun coming and warming everything up. Yeah, the Empress is just everything kind of in bloom, right? Now, the first thing I'm really seeing that it's very, very large, very clear. We have right here, you can see we have a crab. Okay, and this is the body, the eyes would be down here, and the legs. Now, it kind of looks like we have a flower right here. It almost reminds me of something like a phlox. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, you know, it could be that there's a Cancer person really, really in the middle of your focus, like right there, right in the center of your, and I'm pointing right at the center of my forehead here, just absolutely taking up lots of real estate in your the front part of your consciousness or consciousness and it could be that it's another person. Maybe this is a placement for you. You have a Cancer placement that is, you know, one of your main three, or one of the signs that really affects, you know, your personality, the way that you live, and so on. But I do feel like this has to be that there is a person here. And I think that there's somebody that maybe it's a spouse, maybe a partner, a lover, you know, somebody in those real core emotional places. But I feel like this is somebody who is really focused on their work. I mean, they just are kind of almost emotionally unavailable in a lot of ways, unless you are kind of meeting them on that level of the work stuff, the work jargon, talking shop, you know, all these these kinds of things. And I think that, you know, on one level, this is something you love about them. Of course, they are somebody who is very dedicated and devoted to whatever it is that they really care about, which in this case, it does seem like a work thing. But I also think that it makes it difficult to connect on other levels in different aspects of your life, parts of your life. And even though I feel that you're probably pretty compatible, or there is a kinship there, a good friendship, it's just sometimes it's hard to talk to them. I mean, I think it really comes down to the communication isn't always the best. And, you know, as a pretty, we're all very emotional people, aren't we? But I think that Sagittarius, you have, you communicate so much within the realm of emotions. You are such an empathetic and caring and beloved kind of person. You want to talk about things when there's a problem. You don't want to, like, you know, set it aside and wait till everybody's calmed down and then collect it and you know, and hash it out. No, you want to talk about it when it is affecting you directly, right in that moment, to discuss things, to get them, you know, worked out, at least put on the table. So there's no kind of hiding or shoving things down, you know, and then eventually they kind of become resentments. So I think that, yeah, you are somebody that really, really needs to communicate yourself. But this person, it's hard to do that. Now, I know I said this could be a Cancer person, and I forgot to mention, you know, maybe this is not a Cancer person, but maybe they have the disposition of the crab, or a person that has like a, you know, the attributes of the crab, right? It could be that this is their totem or a power animal for them. So, you know, whatever it is, it's an important relationship. And I think it is worth continuing figuring out, you know, how can we make these conversations, these kind of heart-to-heart connections more productive, right? Not make it more difficult. So I think that you really make use of the fact that you are a naturally patient being, you know, more so than most people. So that's kind of one of your superpowers, is that you are pretty dang patient, almost like a saint. All right, let's see. Now we have a 61 there, 6-1. We also have a 6 right here. And I want to look right down here. It looks like we have maybe 1308. 1308. Okay, and I want to... So we have, it looks like the cow that jumped over the moon. That's pretty wonderful. And then we have, well, maybe it's the cow, maybe it's the sheep. Now I'm thinking about it because there's another one right here. So I almost kind of feel like there is a sense of you've been having trouble going to sleep at night or staying asleep. Something has been disturbing your sleep cycles. There is a sense of kind of some struggle there, and generally maybe some added stress because you're not getting that kind of restorative sleep that you definitely need. We all need that. So it seems like you're kind of running on empty a little bit. And I feel like this is, you know, it is kind of affecting maybe your emotional zone. Maybe, you know, you're just feeling a little bit, well, run ragged and in need of some rest, in need of some kind of downtime. But it doesn't look like we have a lot of that coming up. So I think that you've been trying just about everything to get yourself to sleep. So I won't go over the sleep health things, a good routine to get to sleep. Sometimes I'll talk about that, but I have a sneaking suspicion that you've already tried. You've been working at it, and it seems like maybe this is something that has kind of been on and off throughout your life, these bouts of insomnia. So I do feel like it's important for you to figure out what it is you are going to need, if you need to kind of change your schedule around, or start doing some intentional movement, maybe, to kind of wear yourself down a little bit, enough to fully be able to pass out. Not just pass out, but go to sleep, right? Get yourself past that in between. And I'm always one for using active imagination in these places where, we're laying there, I have to get to sleep, I need to get to sleep. Well, when you get into a place of kind of exploring your thoughts, the imagery that's kind of coming up as you are trying to relax yourself into a sleep place, I find that we move more freely in this place, but it also can become quite calming. We're breathing, we're, imagining a place. Something I like to do is I think of my interior landscapes, places I dream about often, and I like to imagine, as I'm laying down getting ready to go to sleep, that I'm walking up a spiral staircase, and it's kind of an old one, like in the ruins of a castle or something. And as I walk up, I'm ascending these stairs. I'm coming across doors, and each door has kind of a color and a symbol on it. And behind each door is a different place in my interior landscape. And so if there's a certain place that I want to go, because I know that each one has its own kind of atmosphere, kind of a lingering sensation or impression there, and depending on the kind of work that I want to do, I will decide where I'm headed to, right? And so then, opening the door and walking through and coming into this place, wherever it is that I want to end up, and as I am in there, looking around, feeling, everything. How is the lighting? Are we outside? Are we inside? Is it warm? Is it cold? What does it smell like? Do I feel or sense anybody in here with me? And through this process, I often will begin to fall asleep, and it does help encourage certain kinds of dreams depending on where I'm going. Now, this is an ongoing process. It's not just something I started doing and overnight I knew all the places that I wanted to go. Of course not. I've been doing this for years now, maybe 10, 15 years. But it's always a good time to try it, to start, right? And give it a try. It could really, it maybe won't work for you, but it could be something that really, it helps make use of that in-between time. And so often I find myself drifting off. Next thing I know, I'm thinking, oh, did I fall asleep? And, rolling over and getting in a more comfortable position. So maybe something to think about. Now, we also have in here a bowl. Right here in the middle, you can see the horns. And it's kind of right in the center of the leaves. And so this is a very central energy as well. We have, again, kind of this this kind of powerful, but also zodiacal energy. We know Taurus is the bull. So again, this could be you having a placement, a prominent placement of Taurus somewhere. It could be that there's a Taurus person in your life that's really important. And it could be that this is, the attributes of the bull. All of these things can be true. One or two could be true. It doesn't really matter. But the energy is there, right? The energy is there. And I do feel like there's this sense of really being drawn into creating in your own life. And I feel like this is kind of on a domestic level. So within the home or around the home. And it kind of feels like maybe even a sense of wanting to get things sorted outside of maybe in the yard. Maybe you have like a patio or a back area where you like to sit, or like a little balcony if you're in an apartment or whatever it is. And there's this feeling of I really want to make a place for myself to enjoy, to be able to go out and take a look at the birds in the morning, and in the evenings go out there, maybe have a little supper and enjoy some peace and quiet, get some fresh air, do something a little different than, like a lot of us do, have the TV on listening to the news, or we like to watch Jeopardy and stuff sometimes at dinner time, or just kind of always eating, standing in the kitchen. I used to do that a lot before my daughter, came along, and now we eat at the table. But, there's, so I feel like there's this sense of like, I want to make a place for myself. I want to, do something imaginative, something beautiful. And Taurus is quite an artistic sign. So every Taurus I've known personally has been such a great artist, and somebody who is, kind of eccentric, but also very relatable to a lot of people. So there is this kind of, ability to talk to anybody, and being pretty extroverted. And so, yeah, I feel like this is kind of it feels like a wave of energy coming through your life. And so I could see maybe you will be kind of out being among people, doing, different things. Maybe, this season has just begun here for us, and that is the most important season of the year. And that that happens to be garage sale season, or yard sale season, flea market season. So I wonder, if you are also somebody who, likes to go out there and mingle with some people, talk and chat and find some treasures, and kind of create a beautiful little environment for yourself. And that seems very exciting indeed. Yes. All right. Now I'm just going to go one more time to see. Okay. So we have a person sitting, and we have another person sitting And it looks like we have a pot here with a little plant growing. It seems like it's something being shared or maybe gifted. Now, I think this also relates to that flowers we saw at the beginning, the phlox that I had mentioned. And so I feel that this is a beautiful symbol of growth. I almost wonder if your partner or this crab person we're talking about, they have a child, maybe an older child, or maybe this is like one of your stepkids, or maybe the crab person is like a friend, and you have been around this child as they've grown up a little bit, and whatever it is, I feel like there's a sense of a growing friendship between you and their child. There's a fondness there. I think that they really trust you. And I feel like there's a lot of peace around this relationship where it maybe was pretty trying before. But at this time, I think that it's kind of like you can sit, you can talk, you enjoy each other's company. There is a sense of kind of safety and respect that is mutual. And I do feel like this will continue on to be a good relationship. And I think this is something that you've been hoping to happen, especially if this is one of your, acquired kids, bonus children, and things were kind of hard before. Maybe they kind of, had some trouble getting used to you or the situation or whatever it might have been. But I think at this time it really feels like there is this growing bond. And I look at this and I see there's a little heart. There's a heart right here, right there, and the smile on the face. And so I do feel like there's just this sense of like, okay, now we can be friends. Now we can be, friendly with each other. You can be there, be a parent, a auntie, an uncle, whatever it is, whatever your situation might be. But it seems like, yes, this is a good thing. Okay, and then we have the hummingbird up here. Okay, so busy times ahead. And I feel like this is maybe why Spirit is pointing out this need for rest. Because you have some big stuff coming up. And I feel like it's going to continue to only get more and more busy. And it's kind of like, okay, time to really kind of recharge those batteries as much as you can. Because this next few months is going to be like full blast for you. So definitely take heed of the call to rest, and don't let that go, because nothing is worse when you get busy, and you are so far behind on any kind of recharge. You're just going off of fumes, basically. Okay, so we have an owl right here, and then we have, it looks like a pickaxe right here. We have a heart. We have 2 cups. Okay, so I do feel like we have the sense of the observer, the witness, and that is too, I feel, the sense of really trying to move some blockage, right? And that's what that pickaxe, trying to get something dislodged within that emotional system. And I feel like you've been having some, maybe this has to do with the stress and not sleeping well, but maybe some kind of almost trauma stuff or difficult things from the past kind of coming up to the front of your mind and really kind of affecting maybe your moods a little bit. And so I feel like, there is this sense of being watched over by the guardian angel of yours or your guide, your ancestors, and really this feeling of needing to maybe process some stuff. Now, it might feel like I just don't have time. I'm tired. I don't want to deal with this right now. I can't really look at it. And that makes sense. Don't push yourself to where you don't want to go. But I do think that if you have the ability to talk to somebody about how you're feeling or these things that are coming up, or maybe if you have a therapist or a counselor, or you have the ability to access that kind of assistance, that might be a good option. I know it's not easy to find a therapist, or even to be able to afford therapy in general. It is a privilege, and I recognize that definitely. But I also I think that I think that it's such a, if we have the ability to use the resource, then we should try, right? That's not realistic for everybody, and I get that, definitely. There have been plenty of times in my life where I was between therapists, and it took months, 6 months, 7 months to find somebody to even take, appointments. And that's hard. That's not easy. So, if you also have like a trusted person or support group, something like this, they're not replacements for therapy, but to have somebody to talk to about how you're feeling. Okay. And I also think that there is a sense of really wanting to kind of clear out. I'm imagining, I'm closing my eyes right now. I'm imagining kind of the heart space, the heart chakra, and there being kind of this, almost like a rock in there, and feeling like there's just this thing that's sitting in this space, and I just can't seem to get it out. I don't know how to kind of let go of this feeling. And I think it's just, sometimes it feels like it's overwhelming, and it may even be kind of attached to grief. And it kind of does. It feels like the wave of feeling, like emotion, even when, you're totally in a different place, you're thinking about something so different, and it just kind of takes hold of you. But I think that, in letting yourself feel these things, that's important. And I don't feel like this is a new thing, but I think that it's something that it feels amplified at the moment for one reason or another. And so, I think this is something to talk about, journal about if you can't talk about it, or do both anyways. The process of writing things out, how we're feeling, what we're thinking, what we're experiencing, it is cathartic, but it also, I feel like it begins the process of purging, right? And so being able to utter these things as well, that's like the next step. And so I think it's really important for you to find somebody to connect with and talk to. If you have somebody like that in your life, you know, definitely utilize that. Okay, so we're going to look at the lightness of being affirmation cards. These are the earth element. And I'm just going to go ahead and flip through here and stop where it feels right. Okay. And it says forgiveness, trust. Allow yourself to receive the blessing of your life. Spirit calls you to surrender. Spirit is calling you to surrender. Okay, Sagittarius, I'm going to go ahead and tell you I love you right off the top here because I do. And I am so thankful to be able to spend this time with you. It's always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you and share them with you. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. And it is free to subscribe. And if you would like to leave a comment, please do. I read them all. I want to say thank you for all the beautiful anniversary wishes and blessings. I appreciate it. My husband appreciates it as well. And we're just so thankful to have all of you here at our channels. And also, shout out to my husband's channel, Dove and Serpent Tarot. Go check him out. His name is Paul. He is amazing, fantastic, just absolutely so talented. So, anyways, again, I love you and take care of yourself. We'll talk in a few days. Good night, good night, good night.